Hello friends, in last class we have seen what is stress. We have seen that stress is load by area. We have seen strain. Strain is change in length by original length. We have seen Young's modulus. It is a relation between stress and strain. So its unit is Newton per mm square, Newton per mm square, no unit. So these are the three equations we have seen in earlier classes. We will see now the stress strain relationship for mild steel bar. Mild steel, we call it also as MS bar. Now for conducting these tests, we actually see or apply the tensile load in the member, so that you will be drawing a stress versus strain diagram. We use a particular type of sample specimen to find out the tensile strength of the machine. Now if you see here, these are the enlarged end, so that I can grip it or hold it in the jaws, and I'll pull it, means I'll apply tensile load. This length is known as the gauge length, and this is the gauge diameter of the specimen. So this length is almost 5 times of the diameter of the bar. Now when we apply the tensile load, as the load goes on increasing, you see that there is an elongation in the member. We know wherever load is there, we will be having stress. Wherever elongation or deformation is there, we will be having strain. So by conducting the experiment in the universal tensile testing machine, we will be drawing a graph for stress versus strain for mild steel bar. And the nature of graph, what we come across is suppose this is stress sigma and this is strain. So we are drawing graph of stress versus strain. So you get a straight line, then this is the nature of graph what you will be getting. Now you see certain points on this graph. Let me plot them as A, B, C, D, E and F. Now these points are known as, A is known as proportional limit. Proportional limit. B is known as elastic limit. C is upper yield point. C, and D is lower yield point. E is maximum or ultimate load point, and F is breaking point. Breaking point. So these are the points that you come across in mild steel bar. At A, it is known as proportionality limit. The stress is proportional to the strain, and it will be a straight line here. From B is point of elastic limit. Elastic limit means when the load is removed, it will regain its original shape and size. Once it crosses the elastic limit, it will go into the yield stage. So here what is happening in case of mild steel, you see a peculiar case here, yielding of the bar. Suppose if I am applying the load, it goes on stretching. After a certain point, without increasing the load, it will go on stretching. So this is known as a yielding of the bar. So here you see that there are two yield points, upper yield points and lower yield points. So this is the specialty of a mild steel bar. You find yield points where without increasing the stress, there will be increase in the stress. Stress is remaining same from this point to this point. It is remaining same, but strain is going on increasing. So such a point is known as the yield point. Then you come across the point E. That is a maximum load that you will be reading on the machine. Then slowly the load will decrease and it will cut at B, F. So F is the breaking stress. Now when you use mild steel bar, you see that if this is the original length, when it gets stretched, you see that the length is increasing. Compared to that, this length is more. So there is change in the length, means strain is there as the load goes on increasing. Another specialty you see is when the maximum load is attained, you see the cross section, this diameter is getting reduced. This is the original diameter, it is getting reduced here. So there is reduction in the area. So there will be reduction in the cross section. Diameter is reducing. This is the original diameter, this is the final diameter. So the diameter is decreasing, then it will break into two pieces. And the specialty of mild steel bar is whenever it bakes in form of a cup and cone. See, this cup and cone, or a neck is formed where it will break into two pieces. So in case of mild steel, yielding will take place without increasing the load. The material will be yielding, and second is whenever it breaks, it will break with a cup and cone arrangement. So in construction or anything, we always prefer a mild steel bar because it can yield before the failure. So whenever it yields, we get sufficient warning about the failure of the structure. So this is the nature of the graph that you come across. So now here you see there is a cup and cone arrangement or neck formation in case of mild steel bar. So these are the definitions that you will be seeing. It is regularly asked in the examination about drawing the stress strain diagram for the mild steel bar. Only in mild steel bar you find this yield point. If you go for HYSD bar, they will be just going like this without these yield points. So different material has got different yield graph. So only in mild steel you find that there is yielding of the material. Now here in this graph we come across a term known as proof stress. Proof stress. See, when only mild steel is giving you the yield point, all other materials they don't give the yield points. So in such case we need the proof stress. Proof stress is defined as the product as the stress when you draw a line parallel to the elastic point, and this is the strain of 0.2% strain. So at 0.2% strain, if you draw a line parallel to this straight line, it will be meeting at a point. So this stress is known as the proof stress when the strain is 2%, or when the extension of the bar is 0.1%. So it's, remember, the stress at 0.2% of strain is known as the proof stress. So in other materials, this will help us to find out the proof stress. Whereas we have got a term known as factor of safety. Factor of safety. This is nothing but the yield stress divided by the working stress. This is a factor of safety. So whenever we design a structure, we will be knowing what is the maximum strength it will be taking. We divide it by a factor of safety so that it will be within the safe and working load conditions. So these are the things that we will be studying in this particular portion. So this is the stress strain graph for mild steel bar. Usually asked in the examination. So practice the graph and write the points correctly. Now here, going further, if I take a bar, if I fix it at one, then if the length of the bar is say L, now I will apply an axial load to this, a normal load. Normal means it is acting perpendicular to the cross section. So I am applying a load. So what will happen to the bar? Due to pull, the bar will extend by a value, let us say delta L. it will extend by delta L. Now we will find out the relation for this change in length. If I know the load, how I can find out the change in the length? We know stress, it is load by area, where A is the area of the cross section. Cross section can be anything, rectangle or circle or any shape. It is a cross section area. Then strain is given by change in length by original length. We know Young's modulus E, it is given by stress by strain. So if I simplify these values or substitute here, stress is load by area and strain is change in length by original length. So if I simplify this, the change in length delta L is given by PL by AE. You should by heart this formula. Deformation of a bar due to an axial load of P is given by PL by AE, where P is the load acting, L is the original length of the member, A is the cross section area of the member, and E is the Young's modulus. So remember this formula, and we will be solving problems on such a case. So change in length is given by PL by AE. Change in length is given by PL by AE. Now going further, let us take a problem. Please take this problem in your notebook. A bar having two different circular cross-sectional area. A bar having two different cross-sectional area is carrying an axial force of 10 kilonewton as shown. Calculate the normal stresses. Calculate the normal stresses in portion A and B. A and B. So here this is the member. This member is subjected to a load of 10 kilonewton. This has got a 25 mm diameter. Diameter is written as 5, and this has got a diameter of 40 mm. So you are required to find out the stresses in the members. We know stress is given by load by area. Load is same from one end to other end. What is changing is the cross-sectional area. This area is different, this cross-sectional area is different. See, for example, if I show this figure, this different area, different area, different area, different area. If I apply the load is same, but cross-sectional area are changing. So if I call this as portion A, and if this portion as B, so stress in portion A is load by area. So load here is 10 kilonewton, so convert it in Newton. Area, circular area is given by pi d squared by 4. So pi into d is 25 square divided by 4. If you simplify this, you get stress in A as 20.37 Newton per mm square. Likewise, stress in B, it is again given load by area. So here load is remaining the same, 10 kilonewton multiplied by 10 raised to 3 divided by a cross-sectional area. It has got diameter of 40, so pi by 4 into 40 square. If you simplify this, you get 7.96 Newton per mm square. 7.96 Newton per mm square. You can see from this, as the cross-section area goes on decreasing, the stress will go on increasing. See, this area and this area, this is less area, this is more area. This is less area, this is more area. So stress here is more than stress. So as the cross-sectional area goes on decreasing, the stress in that material will be increasing. Very simple example, directly getting the or using the formula. So going further, let's take another problem. Please take the next problem. A load of 5,000 Newton. A load of 5,000 Newton is hanged at the free end of steel wire. At the free end of steel wire. If the stress should not exceed, if the stress should not exceed 100 Newton per mm square, 100 Newton per mm square, then find the diameter of bar. Find the diameter of bar and also extension if the length is 2.5 meters. If the length is 2.5 meters, take E is equal to 200 giganewton kilonewton per mm square. 200 kilonewton per mm square. So the problem is like this. There is a steel rod. It is fixed at one end. It is carrying a weight at the bottom of 5,000 Newton. So the length of this rod is 2.5 meters. You are required to find out the diameter of this bar. You are required to find out diameter of this bar. He has given condition the stress acting in the material is 100 Newton per mm square. 100 Newton per mm square. He has given you the Young's modulus. So now here you are required to find out the diameter. So for that, if you take the area of the circular cross section, it is pi d squared by 4. Pi d squared by 4. You know stress is given by load by area. You know the load. You know the stress. If you substitute, you get area. You equate this area to this formula. You will be getting the diameter of the bar. So if I do that, 100 is equal to 5,000 divided by pi by 4 into d square. If you simplify this for d square, you get 63.66 mm square and d will be given by 7.98 mm. 7.98 mm, almost 8 mm diameter. This is one part. Next part he has asked is, what is the change in the length? So what is the change in the length? So you know the original length, you know the stress, you know the Young's modulus, you can find out the change in the length. Or we have seen just now a formula, change in length is given by PL by AE and the load is acting axially. So this is equal to 5,000 into length is 2.5 meter. You convert it in mm. PL by A. A is pi by 4 into, you know the diameter now, 7.98 square into Young's modulus. Young's modulus is 200. It is kilonewton. So convert it in Newton into 10 to the power of 3. If you simplify this, you find the change in length is 1.25 mm. Change in length is 1.25 mm. So these are the different types of problems that you will be coming across in extension of the bar. So this application of formula PL by A. Please subscribe the channel, press the bell icon for notification, comment for questions in the comment section. So next video will be following. Thank you.